Welcome to you both. Thank you for being here. Rikki, just would love your overall thoughts. You can slavishly compliment my reporting if you want, but no need. Just your overall thoughts on where we are in Minnesota. If the president's goal is to de-escalate, do you feel to what extent do you feel that he's achieved that in the space of 24 hours?
I think that without a scapegoat, it's not really possible to say that we never meant for any of this to happen. I do think that we need to be able to point a finger at somebody, and Kristi Noem was a logical person, and standing behind her is not fully logical to me. I do think that a lot of the blunders of the administration, and particularly, especially if she had the blessing, that changes things considerably. But coming out and saying immediately that this is kind of a done deal, both with the Renee Good shooting and now with the second one too, having foregone conclusions completely. Eliminated any sort of credibility that any sort of federal investigation would have had. So I think that without a kind of individual to place blame on, I'm not sure how much the public will accept a de-escalation. It's interesting to me that Tom Homan is a voice of moderation. I do think it's actually true in this circumstance. I do think it's kind of funny and sad in terms of what that reflection is on the state of the administration and how extreme some of the views are on immigration. But among the people in his ranks, I do think that probably is the most moderate voice. He was, to his credit, the only person to react to the Renee Good shooting and say, shouldn't we wait to have an investigation before we come out and have foregone conclusions, which of course should have been the reaction of the administration in the first place,
Right.
no doubt.
So to your point about Homans, my grandfather back in Eastern Europe, sorry, my great grandfather back in Eastern Europe, he was 5'6", but he was the tallest man in the village, because everybody else in the village was 5'4". Tom Homan's in amongst Stephen Miller, these other people. Yeah, he looks like a raging. It looks like a raging moderate. Hans, one of my complaints about people in your business is they'll say so and so said this, makes a claim, and then they don't say whether it's true or not. When they should. So I'm going to give you an opportunity. Manu Raju, this upstart reporter, I think he used to be at, I don't know, CNN. Where is he now? He
Yeah, I
was
just
at
saw him in the
Politico.
hallway. He's
Yeah,
still at CNN.
Manu's truly one of the, I know, he's truly one of the best Hill reporters, literally in my career. He's hardworking, he's smart. But he just quoted John Thune, and he didn't fact check it for me, because I don't cover the Hill every day, but you can. They asked John Thune, do you support Kristi Noem? And according to Manu, John Thune said, and the reason I bring this up, sorry, I need to parenthetical myself. The question of how people on the Republicans on the Hill feel about Secretary Noem is a non-trivial matter right now, because a lot of them privately are very upset about her, although after my story, maybe less so. Anyway, John Thune said, Kristi Noem serves at the pleasure of the president. And then he said, now, you don't make a big deal about that, because I've said that about every time you guys ask me about a Trump cabinet member or White House official. Instead of offering my thumbs up or thumbs down, I just say they serve the pleasure of the president. Is that true? Is that John Thune's consistent answer? Like if he said, does you still have confidence in Scott Bessent? He would say he serves at the pleasure of the president?
I would imagine so. Like, I mean, we've probably asked him that about Hegseth, Noem.
But does he always give that answer?
Hegseth, yeah. I mean, it's an easy answer for Thune, right? And just to give you and your viewers some context, so the first vote today is going to be at 5:30 in the Senate. I'm going to have to jump for that. I'm over on the House side. Admire the new studio here that they've built on the House sides.
Very handsome.
So these are kind of hallway conversations where you have, in this case, I don't know, there are probably 30, 40 reporters when we were walking from Thune's office to the floor. Now, he snuck in a little bit there ahead of time, and Manu's good enough that he got him. I wasn't there for that part of the conversation. Yeah. But this is not a long give and take where you can say, okay, Mr. Majority Leader.
But is it factual?
But that's what he said.
That's what he says?
That is a safe. I'm assuming, I don't know the answer to your question. I'm assuming he said something similar like that on Hegseth, but I don't know. But it's safe ground for Thune to be there. And if Thune lied on it, we could easily call him on it. So I'm going to take Thune's word on that one.
Okay, but how could you not know? You covered John Thune.
I don't remember every answer that he's ever had. And I'm also not, because I'm also so stung that you said Manu's the best political congressional reporter. I'm weeping and crying.
I said he was one. I'd say he's one of the best. I said he's one of the best
among.
I've said of the last 50 years. You and Carl Hulse are the two best of all time.
Hulse is the 101st senator. He's not even a reporter anymore.
No, you are of all time. Manu's just the last 50 years. First, let's Polymarket the question of what Polymarket bettors think about Secretary Noem. Now, when Polymarket gets a hold of my story, presumably this will shake things up. It's a market, was it, market moving? That's the phrase they use. Anyway, before my story posted moments ago, here's what they said. Number 9, will Kristi Noem be out by March 31st? That's over 2 months away. Will Secretary Noem be out March 31st? A full 26% chance. That 26% chance she'll be out. But you can see, even before my story, it plummeted from 35 all the way down to 26. Either of you want to dispute my reporting and suggest Secretary Noem's on her way out?
Why did it drop? Why do we think it dropped after your reporting?
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Don't know. I asked
So
that
my
question
theory
too.
on that, would be because after all 3 House leaders called on her to be impeached, called on Kristi Noem to be impeached, that's a heck of an insurance policy that you want as a Trump official.
Right.
So if Democrats make you into the scapegoat they want, that immunizes you a little bit from actually falling. That'd be my only theory on that.
That is a good call. Rikki, do you want to dissent from my view?
I mean, I think if the optics continue as they do, they're going to need someone to blame, and she's the most obvious one. I still think that you can't have it both ways and de-escalate and not either refuse to take blame without that pointing fingers at someone. And she's clearly the one that has escalated rhetoric most publicly and gotten the most scorn for it.
Yeah. Well,
here's a question. Here's a question for
ahead.
both of you.
Yeah.
Would Republicans have stopped hammering Biden on the border had he suddenly said, "You're right, Becerra's out and Mayorkas is out"?
If they changed the policies.
But if
Some
they
of
did,
the-
but
yeah,
it's just they were just sort of sacrificial lambs, scapegoats,
Yeah.
to use Ricky's phrase.
If-
Would that have changed the calculus?
If they changed the policies along with it, yeah, I think it would have helped.
Yeah.
I think the policies. I will say, first of all, I've got a new term of art. When a guest on the show flips the script and starts hosting the show, we call that pulling a Shapiro on Newsom. I don't know if you saw Ben Shapiro's interview with Gavin Newsom, which was on Gavin
saw
Newsom's
clips
show.
of it.
Yeah, but Ben just started doing the interview. So I love when that happens. I'm being serious. I think it's fantastic. It shows the flexibility of the format. Rikki, just to go what you said, if you go on social media now, you'll see Stephen Miller is beginning to be scapegoated by Republicans. In other words, they're blaming him. I shouldn't even say scapegoating. They're beginning to blame Stephen in some ways more than Secretary Noem, which is interesting. Rikki, do you know what the phrase, the acronym BOGO means? BOGO?
Is it buy one, get one?
It is buy one, get one free. Yeah, buy one, get one. Buy one, get one free now. Incredible. The folks at Cozy Earth have available for you their pajama set, bamboo pajama set. It's a classic Cozy Earth favorite. So popular it sold out over the holidays. And now they're back in stock. And to celebrate in the run up to Valentine's Day, the folks at Cozy Earth are making it available to members of our community. 2 for 1. Buy one, get one free. Go to cozyearth.com. Use the promo code two-way-BOGO. That is my favorite promo code of all time. Two-way BOGO. Get 2 pairs of the pajamas for one. Show a little extra love this February. Buy one for yourself. Buy 2 for yourself. Or buy 2 for other people. But you can get 2 for the price of 1. They're lightweight, yet cozy, effortlessly soft, and helps you fall asleep faster. Not scientifically proven, but just try to not fall asleep wearing these things. Anyway, go to cozyearth.com. Use the promo code two-way-BOGO to get 2 pairs of pajamas for one low price.
They say that something that's easy is like a walk in the park. Well, easier than a walk in the park, hit the subscribe button, be part of the Two-Way community, never miss an episode, be part of our conversations. Thank you for your service to America.
And don't forget, you can now listen to the morning meeting and Two-Way Tonight on Apple, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts.